Hey guys, we're jumping back in with Daytuan Broussard. Uh, we are still in Sidonia, and what we're gonna do is go into the mines, clear them out, come back, and we want that recipe. We've already
Always nice to kick back at the broken spear after a long
we've already actually reduced Percival's debt to just 500 credits, so the bartender can pay it off. But we're gonna go to the deep mines anyway. We want to check something real quick here. Bear with me. So on our ship we have armament, Shame, and Sophia Grace. So we don't have Jim E, Nav E, or the other guy. Do you want any? We don't have any of the three robots left over in the Ramtech facility. I don't see Dennis and Manaki. Okay. Didn't realize there was such a. At least Sarah's not going to be here to give me a hard time about my poor driving. God dang it. Yes, my driving is very poor. Hold on. Let's do all our scanning. It'd be nice if we could mine from the. Oh, we can't. Oh, never mind. I was just saying, wouldn't it be nice if we could just mine straight from the vehicle? Whoops. Look at that. Now that shouldn't have alerted anybody. Unless they were all down below, staring right up at them. Come on, put your head out there. Put your head back out there. You wanna... Oh, dang, I wasn't expecting that guy. Do not get in my way. Seriously. To oh dang. What are they doing? Just more and more coming in? Okay. I don't mind. I'm a patient man. This is our job. Alright, there's still 3 up there. Why is somebody yelling? Keep shooting you in the face. I mean, you are a myth. Myth, man, myth, legend, man. Huh? Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Is he running? Oh, he's not running. Oh, shoot. Where's the myth? This guy out here just running all over the place, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As I was coming up, like, we'll see. That's all you got. Need it. Already at full health. Don't know why I took the food. Yeah. Gotta always take the positron battery. Some of these things. No need to keep. Okay. All right. Then we come on over here. And then we can store. Oh, we need to hold on. Yeah. It's going to make us hold on to a little bit of that aqueous hematite. Because we need it for the quest. Let's get in there. Let's get stuck in. Part of me is like, is there anything we can just live without? You know? Don't have to pick up everything. Girl. Oh my word. Man, everybody wants to shoot. Why? Why so hostile? Why so hostile? Oh, you're a savage. You're a vulture. Come on, pick your head up. Pick your head up. I can't shoot you if your head's down. Are you crawling? Is that what? Oh. Is there somebody up there? Somebody straight ahead, for sure. I'm just gonna relieve you of your stuff. I figure it's the least. Alright, there's somebody up there. There's just people behind me, too. Why are there people behind me? Where's Sophia? Sophia, seriously? I got people behind me. Look at this. What in the world is happening here? What are you doing? Isn't this where you're supposed to be learning how to be a good teammate? got my butt out there just hanging in the wind. People are sneaking up on me from behind. We can't have that. I'm over encumbered. I think that was everybody. Next one's right there. There's a couple more. Yeah, I think that hurt. I don't like getting shot in the face. Alright. Like, you think that hurt? Gosh darn, I do think that hurt. Don't talk to me about not hurting. Whenever I get shot in the face, it hurt. Holy cow. All right. All right. Here's where it gets serious. Uh-oh. I have no more. I'm out of bandages? Are you serious? How did I run out of bandages? Okay, obviously I had something else there. Uh-huh. And then a block, alright. And then snake oil. Okay. Up. Uh-huh. Stream. Okay. I thought it was like, wait a minute. Maybe I need to turn up the... I thought maybe it was like harder instead.
Someone's out there.
You deserve that. You deserve that. Next time you're just gonna die. saw somebody running up there.
Come out, come out.
That's right. Still around there. They haven't learned their lesson yet.
Only a matter of time.
That's right. And I should read that one.
That'd be scared to fight me too.
No one's scared to fight you, bro.
You're nothing.
One up. You're the one that's hiding. Candy girl. Oh, my world. Mean everything. Everything. Everything you ate. Okay. Nope. Do we got anything else? No. Oh, we got a gun. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Nothing else. Alright. Let's go clean up, and then we can move on. There were a lot of them running around. Didn't. Where's that last one? There. Oh, look at you. Said I might die, but I'm gonna die out of the fray. Uh-huh. Gotta get the vacuum tape. Anything in there? Nothing really worth taking. We'll hit that one up just because it gives you a boost. Boost right now. That come in handy. Since food is a non-factor for now, the breadsticks are a factor. Yeah, there were a lot of them up here. There we go. Uh-huh. Power circuit. All right. One of these days, I'm gonna remember to just take a look. At what I'm. All right. Let's get cracking. Whoa, that's terrible. That's terrible. That easy scared the crap out of me.
Cover now.
Anyone down here? Anyone down here? Anyone down here?
I'm out.
No, no need to beg for mercy. Because I won't show you any. I'll be there soon. Where's the others? There were others. Where did they go? Okay. Alright, well. Don't tell me I don't have one. Oh my goodness. You are kidding me. You are absolutely kidding me. I am very annoyed. The cool part is they have cutters down here. We just have to take these guys out first. Helps if I don't give away my position. Flashlight.
That's what you do? Ah! Over here. My eyes!
freaking reload, bro. No cutter, really? There's one around the way, but sure would have liked one down. Just to let them know I'm here. And I'm coming.
Everyone fall back! Now!
There's one. Where's that one? Are you hiding in the elevator?
Stop playing games!
Sure was. And they're hiding in the elevator, and they're gonna tell me to stop playing games. The audacity, the nerve. Hey, look at that. Assassins go down.
the spacers, huh? Oh, good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, Thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is Ares 2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Password accepted. Initiating analysis. Compound analysis complete. Adding to existing detection. Process complete. Collecting documentation.
Oh,
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the Thresher room, if the spacers didn't make
yeah, I
off with it.
forgot about that.
I'll be waiting at the circle.
All right, let's get that key. Boom. Totally forgot about the key. Which is probably why the guy didn't run away. Because he, in his haste, forgot about that key as well. I am carrying too much. So therefore, I am unable to fast travel.
Looks condos aren't anything special.
Always nice to kick back into Broken Spear after a long day.
You've got the slate, reduced joint wear. Oh, this formula's got. Okay, so here, and that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that?
Sure am. I'll give it a try.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
See, here's the dilemma right now, right? So I can go and tell him it's only $500. But if I turn this formula in, I'm creating jobs on Mars. Mining jobs on Mars. That weren't there previously. Part of me is like, but we're gonna do it. We said this is how we were gonna do it. Hey Lou. Hey, I hacked the Trade Authority terminal. I'll take those credits now.
Not something you want to say too loud now, but good work. Here, go dig our man out of his pit.
Alright. So I got two options now. Right. Too bad we couldn't give it to Trevor and have Trevor.
Was there something else?
I want to pay off Percival's debt.
Do you now? Very well. Let me take a look at his... that's not the number I remember. Headquarters must have felt sorry for the old man. Here, his current balance. I expect this won't be a great hardship for you.
Yeah.
Then I suppose that's that then. Dr. Walker's debt is officially no longer a problem. You have my thanks. Oh, and if you do find him, please let Percival know I'm eagerly looking forward to never working with him again.
Hey.
I think we'll need to be more selective in our hiring processes going forward.
That's a nice painting you got there, behind you.
So strange for the central office to
Okay,
change
so-
Percival's debt.
You see? So it's kind of like, even though we don't like the Trade Authority and it sucks that we are giving them that, this is the only
You
place.
got
Hey,
the look
Trevor.
of a miner about you. Maybe when the new contracts finally open up, you'll give it a go. Welcome, welcome. I could spare a minute or two to chat. So long as you're not looking for mining work, I suppose.
So you must be the boss around here.
Yep, that's me. Joined up with Deimos when I was just 17 as a mining gopher. Go for this, go for that, you know how it is. I worked hard, proved myself capable, and got the promotion to mining director about 6 years ago, after the old boss retired. Some of the older guys resent me, but I give everyone a lot of leeway as long as they meet their quotas. So that keeps them happy enough.
See, it says here I used to do mining work for Argos. I was hoping you'd have work, but it doesn't sound like it. I'm gonna
Later,
take
mate.
Yeah, later, bro.
Yeah?
Took care of Percival's debt.
It's done, eh? Fine work. My end of the bargain, then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there, but it sounds like you might have already tossed those dregs. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
And, I just had to come over here one more time. Oh, wrong way. Okay, let's see. Every time I see semi-metal wafer, I always think sentimental wafer. Never have enough. Never too much. Wrong way. I am.
Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Dr. Walker. I've got a tissue sample I need analyzed. Full workup.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Terramorph cells from a world too young to have one?
A fast-growing terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me?
Hadrian Sinatra.
Adrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Managed to negotiate it down to something more reasonable. Good to see someone give the trade authority a bit of their own medicine.
Alright, while you work on that, I'm gonna go work on some other things. Don't worry. Be just a moment. There it is. Alright, the last one. I think I'm happy with that. Look at our carry weight now. 420. We just added like 80, almost 100 carry weight. Alright, let's go back and find out what the results were. Can't use it here, but he's waiting on us.
Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
Unfortunately, it's not a fake. I collected it from Terramorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh?
Sorry.
This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst Terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
I have.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms are so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tau Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity. So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Orders are to take you and that analysis to Hadrian. She should be waiting at the 6.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
I have faster ways, Doc. Alright, let's get inside.
My buddy Mitch keeps asking if I can help him out with something. Ever been to Aquila?
Like,
No
aren't
security.
funny. Stop it. Got to end.
Keep a lookout. Notify us if you see anything.
Hello, welcome to the Sidonia UC Exchange.
Oh, don't tell me I
The
didn't
best
do
goods, all courtesy of the United Colonies, straight to all of the wonderful UC soldiers, workers, and other citizens. I've got a little of this, a little of that, and maybe a little of some other things you wouldn't expect to find at the UC shop, But that's because I try to provide for everyone here. So please, browse my stock and let me know what I can get for you, friendo.
Must be exhausting managing this entire shop yourself.
Oh, friendo, you have no idea. You see, not only do I sell goods for the United Colonies, I also need to receive the shipments, stock the shelves, manage the inventory. Why, even now I have this big delivery. Tracking says it is here, but it is clearly not here. I don't see it, do you? The ship is out in the desert of Mars, not where it should be. Ship services tells me they can look at it, but I need my goods soon, and they're taking too long.
I could go check it out for you.
You could?
Means
Yes.
I probably didn't
This
do
is
bounty
what I
hunting
hoped
either.
when we talked. If you go to where the ship was last seen, you could look at it. Find out what happened. Take care of anything on board that shouldn't be there. Pirates, killer robots, heat leeches, whatever. And check the crates to make sure nothing is broken. Then come back to me, so I can send someone to recover the shipment and get to sell it. Easy as peasy, as they say.
Alright. See, Doc's already up.
Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hatchling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Not here. let's talk somewhere more private.
The city of Sidonia is
Lou
proud
said
to
we
be
could
a
use the
pillar
back.
of support for the United Colonies. Seek your local Marine recruiter if you wish to sign up for military service.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
Well, there's a little more gunfire than I like, but nothing I couldn't manage.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
Doesn't sound like any run-of-the-mill data you're after. I think you kind of owe me an explanation.
Of course. You deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists. Ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
I actually know who you are. In your past. Well, that doesn't really concern me.
Oh, well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying Terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Why wouldn't the Cabinet agree to help us?
I mean, I hope they will. But accessing the archives, it's not 100% up to them. They'll also need the consent of the other signatories of the Colony War Armistice, the Freestar Collective and House Varun, in order to unlock it.
Since neither group is exactly on great terms with the UC at the moment, for various reasons.
Exactly. It's going to mean negotiations and deals and plenty of diplomatic legwork to see this through.
Yeah.
But I don't see a better option to solving what's going on here.
Sounds
so
like
it's gonna be up to us to get them on board.
A lot of my legwork is what it sounds like. All right, let's do this.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
You sure are. Let's hope I don't have any contraband. We'll be in trouble. Whoa. All right.
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus.
Yeah, we know that
Woe
too.
to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Are there others from your program?
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
And you're a clone of a man. How's that work?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
Okay, I'm more interested about what this is going to do with us addressing the cabinet, though.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Yeah, but you're not your father. What did your father do to merit being executed?
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne.
Yeah.
A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an ugly end for the UC.
Yeah, but
But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives.
mm,
Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
yeah, well, shooting at the civilian ships, they were actually trying to. He, I agree with him shooting at the civilian ships. They shouldn't have been using them as cover. That was cowardly, and if they're going to be stupid enough to go out there and jump in front, then they get shot too. It was the cowardice and the spinelessness of the UC government that stopped him, is why they lost that war, not because he was shooting at the ships. And I would have blew
Nerves
up
kicking in?
Londinium too. No, you know what? And then I'm going to say, well, I'm going to say you're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. While we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
So what's the... All right, so... You got any suggestions on what we should say?
It's hard to know exactly what might sway them. I'd just be honest about what you saw. A colony wiped out, and a lot of lives lost. Something we don't want anyone else to have to experience.
And what's the risk of this getting this data?
Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terramorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
All right, no more questions.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Let's get on up
Sounds
there.
like our cue. Here we go.
Hey, Commander.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
It was an honor. My pleasure. Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible terramorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain.
Yeah.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting.
I object to you being
While no
here.
one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been
Apparently it
happening
is.
for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Aside from the fact that it was trying to kill me? It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
If there's a chance what happened on Tau City could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request. Here, let's throw this in there. Yeah, if the fear is that the data being, if the fear is the data being weaponized, the Terraborn program failed. The data's not dangerous at all.
That? I hadn't thought of that, Captain.
An excellent point indeed. The other powers would likely be much more inclined to work with us knowing that. Chief Diplomat.
That point is a good one. Very well, you have my agreement. The galaxy is lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Uh-oh. We getting locked in. Locking us in.
Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs?
More
attacks.
Jack?
You can return.
That's fine. I have some journaling to catch up on.
All right. Later.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanners somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got.
She's calling us
You
a fool.
two, you can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
I don't know if I like being
Captain,
called a
I'm right
tool.
behind you. Let's get down there.
Come on, bro. Clear the elevator, man. Clear the elevator.
rifle! Grab it!
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
We're trying to help you!
EM rifle's not doing me much good at all. Fill up the bar. Okay. Flip bars. All right. Which one? I don't know what about you. All right, we talk to you now. Okay.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
All right, sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Alright, the fact that we can't get rid of Sophie is annoying.
Evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up! Don't just stand there! No!
Do not get in the way. Is he shooting at me? Oh. there another one? What do we got? Okay, hold on. We need to put this guy down.
The remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men.
Roger that.
Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
You might be looking for some backup. You say the word.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
All right, let's go.
Roger that. We're on you. False alarms.
Oh look, she's still here. All right. Can I reload, please?
Put it down! Put down the weapon or we shoot!
Now what would be sad is I'm thinking I'm shooting at this guy, and I'm shooting at my own people, right? Out of grenades.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
All right, let's get back to Sergeant Yumi. Man.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Hey, you all held the line. You're the real heroes out here, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your home. That is...
Hey.
They said you all saved the city down there. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things. Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed. Thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Wait. What? Me? Why not send a diplomat? Someone trained for this sort of thing.
The Cabinet wants progress, and wants it quickly. You're already far more familiar with the situation than any diplomat would be. There's also no diplomat alive that can claim they helped keep a cadre of Terramorphs off the embassy doorsteps. The Cabinet was unanimous. They want you.
Even chief diplomat? You see? Okay. Well, if you're sure that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Oh, so instead of 5 years, 5 days is what you're saying? You can count on me.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall.
Roger that.
And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Aye, ma'am.
The next time Terramorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
Start getting a plan together for them.
make sure they get what they require.
Didn't I dismiss you?
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude.
Just did what I
was
could.
also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Yeah, the repositories for all the banned data from the colony war.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
You know, you'd think they'd be clamoring to help after the attack, right?
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Tell me about Ambassador Radcliffe.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
Of course it is.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
I'll think
Use
on
your
it.
experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
I'm guessing you have some other tools? Tell me about these other tools.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
What can you tell me about that staff member?
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Radcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
All right. That's all the information I need.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Okay. All right, tell me about this, Balmore.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
What's wrong with House Varun?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Okay, well, that actually sounds pretty promising.
It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore is actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out.
Oh, that's a while.
Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
I'll track him down.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
All right, later.
Okay, hello.
See, I said we were going to be back there.
Ah, Captain.
Broad daylight,
Congratulations on joining the ranks.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room. That means you.
I believe this is the conference room. Okay.
Agent detected. Patching in playback.
Are you alright, Ambassador? It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again, which means
They have it
you and
opening.
I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die. But I think we might need to. We should expedite the process. What are you getting at, ma'am? I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a seat, right?
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
I do. I'm Abraham. Captain Daytuan Broussard, UC Vanguard. You and I need to talk, Ambassador.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The Eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
You need to help us. Otherwise, any more deaths are on your hands.
Excuse me. A less level-headed person might think that was a threat, Captain. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Are you serious? There was just an attack on the city. You're really not going to help us?
No, Captain, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. What you experienced down there at the spaceport, I've lived that once before already. Fought tooth and nail as aliens rampaged in the streets of my home and others all throughout the collective. But my aliens were placed there by UC hands. So I'm not interested in anyone getting power like that ever again. The UC most of all.
And what if I told you the terramorphs couldn't be weaponized? Would that change your mind?
You have my answer. Now please take the hint.
You know, I know about your plan to replace some of the castles. I'm not even gonna try to persuade her. I'm gonna blackmail her, and I'm gonna make her grovel.
Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb, Ambassador. It's embarrassing.
No. If the council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. I'd be... Look, I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot.
Oh, we did.
The issue at hand is one of trust, no?
No.
So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives.
You call that a negotiation without even offering me a gift?
But where are my manners? Here, my pistol. Laredo. Custom made. Now, with my error rectified, I presume we have a deal?
Nice. Well, I think I'm gonna need you to beg me a little bit, you know? Maybe get down on your knees, you know? Some serious groveling.
You're joking, right?
Here, I can get you started. Pretty please, don't tell my bosses. I was planning to double cross them.
Okay. Please, pretty please, don't tell my superiors I was thinking about double-crossing them. It was just talk, nothing more. And I know you, my dear, dear friend, wouldn't let anything like that get in the way of the two of us, and our factions, working together. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding. I can only let you get the information on the terramorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. And all research will need to be monitored. Freestar scientific observers making sure everything's being used for the right purposes. But those two items should be enough to allay any suspicions.
Should I make her do a negotiation fee? Is it just, come on, you know? You know, the problem is, I'm too kind-hearted, okay? That's the problem. Yeah, I can agree to those terms.
Good. Good. Okay. Let's go get you your access.
Let's go. You see? See? Now, I could have extorted some money out of her, but I wouldn't. It was my vindictiveness that made me even made her pay.
They tell me it should only take a moment.
Yeah, I feel good.
And there. It is reassuring to know there are still some people in this universe you can trust.
Oh, don't trust me, lady. Was that wrong of us to make her back like that? Right? I don't think it was. 'Cause she was so
Sorry, but I need sign off from the Interstellar.
full of herself. She needed.
Exactly. It's like.
I missed my turn. I was so busy looking elsewhere. little zealots. Get that. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm kind of sorry, and I'm kind of not sorry because I dismissed. Now, the zealots being here. It's very interesting. Dang it. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know where it's gonna put me. More than likely where I leveled up, maybe. Right at the freaking beginning. That's Seriously. right, let's see. Okay, so now wondering if there's going to be zealots. No zealots?
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Spaceport. The spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
You do. I served the UC and the Great Serpent in coming here. This knowledge will be used to defend us all.
I was not expecting a fellow believer on my doorstep. Yeah, the preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
In the name of the Great Serpent, House Rune's code will be used to protect our good name.
Create the legacy that our people deserve. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Thank you. I can use some supplies on my way out, okay? Thank you. explored too many.
Need me? Have a good one.
Really weren't that many zealots in there. I think I need to go to the second floor. I don't think this is.
I asked my boss what that means.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
It was a little harder than expected, but all parties are on board.
Dealing with the interests and egos of people who don't necessarily like you is rarely easy. But I suppose that didn't stop you, did it? And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
You got it. Oh, you finally showed up. See ya.
Yes? You needed something?
by the Freestyle Collective rational fleet, both sides decided
That did for a carry weight, as you can see.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the Archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. You may proceed, Captain.
Now, it would be interesting if they actually allowed you to try and access other information. But they don't.
only fly on pilot ships.
Hey there.
I forgot where I was going. Okay, so I think that's right where we're going to leave it right there. We got the data, so we know the ambassador, and not the ambassador, but Deputy McIntyre is waiting along with Major Sanan Hadrian for the data. So once we turn that into them, then we'll be made a citizen and we will have to go visit someone special. And then we will have to make choices. And that would be very interesting. But until then, this is what we're going to do. We're gonna sit tight. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Later.